Namaste, namaste, and welcome, welcome, welcome to Awakenings Moments to Inspire. And my name is Angela Stanfield, or you can call me Angel. I am so honored to be here with you today on this glorious, glorious Thursday, July 7th, 2022. So we got a 7/7/22. Amazing, amazing. More synchronicities all over. Wait till you hear the ascended numerology because that'll just blow you away. Namaste, Pauline. It's so wonderful to see you here this week. It's so wonderful to see all of those people that are coming and coming to co-create this hour with us. It's going to be an absolutely amazing, amazing hour. I know that there are more people that would like to be in the chat than can possibly be because they've got their hands busy at work or whatever the case may be. But don't worry, I hear you, I see you, I love you. Mwah. And you are co-creating with me just as much as anybody who can participate in the chat. So thank you all for being here. And we're going to co-create such a lovely hour together. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So we better start off to let know where we're broadcasting, right? So we're broadcasting at onenesstalkradio.com, Oneness Talk Radio YouTube, and Oneness Talk Radio Facebook. So welcome everybody. And again, all of those platforms have chats and they get piped through to me here specifically all together. So I get to see them all in my chat platform here. And so I can interact with you. That's my way of interacting with you. Right now, maybe sometime in the future, we'll talk about getting a call board. I thought maybe I better just practice this a little bit before I started adding more technology to the system. So I'm starting to get the hang of this thing. So hopefully maybe in the near future, we'll have a call board very, very soon. So I'm just going to quickly put in my emails so that if anybody wants to get a hold of me, by all means, please do so. Oh, I'm putting in the wrong thing. Silly. All right. And there we go. Perfect. There we go. So I hope your July has been going as fantastic as mine been. It's been an absolute amazing week. It's only been a week. Oh my goodness. It's been an amazing week of creative flow and inspired inspiration for me. And so that's why I thought we would explore this topic a little bit further here today in our chat. So that's what our chat and our show is going to be about is discussing creative flow and inspired action. So we'll get a little bit more into that in a little bit coming up here. But first, we all know that I love to do the Ave Saw breath to start off and open the show, to get everybody in alignment, get everybody centered and opened up. And again, for those of you who don't know what Ave Saw breath is, it's a breath practice where you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And as you breathe in, you're thinking Ave. And Ave means hail. Hail to the divine. It can also mean greetings, hello, I see you and give you respect. And the saw is like a release or a surrender to the moment, to the divine spark inside of you, to the universe and what it's trying to show you or what it's trying to give you. That is what a saw means. So we inhale on the Ave and we exhale with a loud saw. And this time we're going to do a slight little twist. What I want to do is to help with that creative flow and to help us get really, really into that flow and inspired action. We're going to envision our body on the inhale filling up with this radiant golden light. And then on the exhale, we're going to push out anything that no longer serves us. And in our mind's eye, we're going to see ourselves just fill up from the bottom up with this golden light, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to add that to our Ave Saw breath today. And we're just going to at the end of it, hold that for a few seconds and just bask in the golden radiance that you are, right? you're in your gold cocoon, just ready to stretch your butterfly wings. So let's do it. 3 Ave Saw breaths, and then we'll carry on with the show. All right. So hands to heart. I like to do prayer position, and I put it right against my heart. Whatever feels so comfortable to you, by all means, you do what is resonating with you for sure, for sure. And then we'll do 3 deep Ave Saw breaths. So here we go. Ave. Ave. Don't forget to fill yourself up with that golden light, right? Okay, we're going to do one more. Ave. Just feel that warm golden glow just surrounding you and radiating out from you. And you've released all of that excess baggage that is no longer required. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, I could stay there for a few more minutes, actually. So on the show, I started doing something right before we get into the topics. And what I'd like to do is, here, I'll put the website. Pauline has just asked for the website. So I'll put that into very quickly. There we go. Host website. There we are. Already in there for you too. Thank you, Pauline. So what I've been starting to do the last few shows, and I really, really love this because it shines a light on the inspirations that inspire me. And this is my son's cat, Sage, who's decided to make an appearance. Can you say hello, Sage? You want to sit here with me for a minute? Okay, no problem. We can do that. She is a big suck bum. She just loves love. Don't you? Can I put you down now? All right, there we go. So I love to shed light on the inspiration and the sparks that really ignite me and really their stories can ignite the world. And I truly, truly find inspiration in all of them. And what I wanted to do this week is just to bask and celebrate in the Minga, the soul family that has been created around the yoga of self-ascension. I've had the pleasure now in 7 days to spend most of that 7 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, not Tuesday, but Wednesday. And so I've had in the last 7 days, I've had the honor of being with that beautiful soul group. Many all together, many of them the same, and several that just come in and out from different meetings in different areas. And that group of people, you know who you are. You inspire me. I watch your stories. I listen to your listen to your stories, listen to your sharings. And each time I hear them, it just ignites a spark inside of me and makes me that much more at peace with myself. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like seeing other people doing it allows that little echo or that little voice, that ego voice, right? Inside your head that likes to say mean and nasty things to you all the time. Well, what I find is I just see these people in their glory and in their ignition. And that little voice just realizes, oh, I could do that too. I could be like that too. And it quiets, and I get this peace in the lower 3 chakras that is just exquisite. And watching all these stories this past week has been amazing. So all of the Minga and soul family of the yoga of self-ascension, you right there are my inspiration for this week. And I hope you go out and inspire so many other people this week with your life and your story and your co-creative flow and everything, and inspired action, because that's what we're going to talk about today. And I hope you go out there and spread that inspired action and the joy of peace, love, and joy that you hold in your heart, because truly you're all an amazing, amazing group of people. So please hug yourself and give yourself a pat on the back, for sure, for sure. So before we get into the show topic, we have one more lovely little tidbit of information that I want to dispel for you or give to you. And that would be the ascended numerology, of course, because what is the ascended numerology for today? Drum roll, please. Brrr. I'm going to take a drink of water for this one. The ascended numerology for today, once again, folks, is an 11. Not only is it an 11, again, I don't know how many times we've had 11 now. I should go back and double check. But it is an 11. And not only is that, this month, the month of July in ascended numerology is also an 11. So we've got dual divine mirrors just radiating and encircling you like that. When you go watch the fashion shows and they got the mirror that shows you from all different angles. Well, that's what your divine mirror is starting to do today, because you now have two sets of divine mirrors focusing in on you. So this is what I wrote today, what came to me this morning when I was feeling into what number 11 was going to bring to us today. And here's what I wrote. So, mirror of divine harmony and divine energy. What is the mirror? What is the universe mirroring back to you? Be open and truly receive what the universe is trying to show to you. What is trying to show you through the very profound ascended numerology number of 11. Open up to the receiving. Following the path of service to others, we sometimes forget to be in that receiving mode. But if we cut ourselves off from receiving the gifts of the universe, and we cut that off, the universe off from our path of service to others, well, what happens? Well, we begin to burn our candle at both ends, and we're running on our own individual, I wrote this, we're running on our own individual meat suit energy. Eventually, we deplete this and find ourselves sick and unable to be of service to anyone. Part of being in service to others is being in service to self, but not in the way that we may have thought of before. Let that idea go of what service to self means. Opening up to self, to the gifts of the universe, including those shown through the divine mirror of the ascended 11, is the true service to self. Opening up to the flow of creativity and being. Let go and trust. The one who is you here now, and the one who is that eternal higher self, together make the 11. Then the 11 makes your YOU, little you, and your self, higher self, connected to your divine and true nature. Pay attention today. If you come across 11 in your path, stop, be with it for a moment. See what gifts the universe is trying to give you. Maybe it's trying to give you something important, information or a gift. Perhaps it's even simply trying to get you to stop and be for a moment, to feel and express, open up and receive once again, so that you're not closed off and you can expand, expand, and expand. So that is what the 11 is bringing you today. And with the double mirror of the month of July as an 11, pay attention to what 1-1 might be saying to you for sure. All right. Oh, Pauline was asking, can you explain how get the 11 that Kira is talking about? So how we get the 11 in ascended numerology, because I believe I'm only trained in ascended numerology, so I don't know much about numerology. And my understanding is that ascended numerology uses 13 numbers, 0 through 12. So it's the exact same as ascended numerology or regular numerology. You're still adding up the series of numbers, but because it's got the infinite of 0, the mirrors of the 12, and or 11, and then 12, which is the complete unification of the Trinity times 3, you it's very similar, and you would get 11 by adding. So today is July 7. So there's a sacred sequence of numbers that you put through, and you but and with alphabet, and each alphabet letter is assigned a number. And then you go through and you work it out. So you spell out July 7 and then 2022. And when you add the number codes to the words plus the 2022 number, it comes up with an 11 at the end. So you add them all up, and then I'm not quite sure what the adding number turns out to. Sometimes it might be a 56 at the end. And then so that means you take the 5 plus the 6, which equals 11. And that you would get the 11. So I hope I explained that for you, Pauline, a little bit. It is a little different than regular numerology, as I was explaining before, because I believe they only use the 1 through 9, and it's not really a divination tool like numerology is. It is much more than that. It's the journey of your soul here now in this lifetime and what it's meant to accomplish, but also encompassing the rest of your lifetimes to anchor it. Pauline just asked, so if you get depleted, then you are not connected to divine when you're doing service. Exactly. So that's where today's talk is going to come in. So when you're getting depleted and you're getting tired, and everybody gets tired throughout the day, but if you're spending and in the middle of the day and all of a sudden you're tired, what could be the problem there? So your connection to the divine is not just an energy connection to the divine. It's a connection to your body, right? It's connection to what you feed your body and what you put in your body. That is all part of the depletion or the connection. And so it's being mindful of your physical food diet and being very mindful of your mental diet as well. And then once you're able to sustain that open receiving feeling and you've got the flow running through you, you'll find that you'll have more than enough energy to do what it is that you need to do. But how do we get there in the first place? How do we do that? And that's what today's show is basically all about, right? Is how do we get to the point where we are open, we are ready to roll, we are in that creative flow and that inspired action. And what I like to, the difference I like to say is, what is the difference between doing and being? How are you acting? Are you just doing all the time, or are you trying to spend time being? And that there is the key. We do. And we've gotten into our mindset from our cultures and our society, especially Western cultures, is we get it into our mindset that we need to be doing something all the time, whether it's, and usually it involves making money, that kind of thing. And we don't actually spend time being with ourselves and what it is that we need to feel into, create. Being is where you create your dreams. Being is where you daydream off into the world. And without that very basic being state of mind, how do you create? How do you express yourself? And so if you're always in doing mode and you're always looking for the next thing that has to be done, you're never allowing yourself to connect fully with and open yourself up fully to the divine, right? Is 2022, Pauline was just asking, is 2022 a choice year and July an experience month? I'd have to look at the actual ascended calendar for the month of July for 2022. I unfortunately didn't spend a lot of time gazing at the calendar this month. I've been so focused on so many other things, but I should take a look at that. So Pauline, next week, if you want, ask me the same question and I'll have the answer for you. Okay. So what is the difference between being and what is the difference between doing? So being is you're in flow. It just naturally happens. It naturally becomes who you are. Artists are great for being and then doing, and they combine the two of them together. And that being is that feminine creative energy. So again, they're in their imagination, and they're just sitting for a moment and reflecting about and planning out if they're an artist, like a drawing and painting medium. They might just sit there and close their eyes and reflect and project forward and feel into themselves. And then in their mind's eye, they can create right there in their mind's eye, they can create that vision of that picture. But then what do you do with it? Well, then you have to physically take that from your heart and your mind and project it out onto canvas or onto a computer screen, however you do your art medium. And so artists are perfect at being and doing together with that, both that divine masculine energy of doing and the divine being of energy of feminine, which is the creativity. And trying to balance being and doing can be, I agree, Pauline, can be quite a challenge. And I think that's where part of the problem is doing. Usually we're all up in our heads, right? Mind is just a chittering and a chattering away in our ears. And in a lot of cases, we can't get it to stop. So how do we do that? What do? We be. Meditation. We take a walk outside. What is it that you want to create in the world? What is it that you want to express out to the world as you yourself? And spending time being helps you figure that out. It helps you find that flow, because what happens is when you get into that open being state where you're opened up to the world around you and you're opened up to the universe around you, and you get that receiving from the universe, you'll find yourself all of a sudden getting up and being inspired to go do things that you had never even considered doing this morning at breakfast, right? But if you can open yourself up every day to just saying with intention at the beginning of every day, today I'm going to take the time to be in myself, even just for a moment, here and there, sporadically throughout the day, so that I can stay within that creative flow state and move through life with inspired action. And there's so much going on in the world out there right now. And it's hard to pick where we want to be of service. And it's hard because we look at the world and we're thinking, oh my goodness, what could I possibly do? How could I possibly help? How could I be of any assistance? And again, we're in our heads, and we need to remove ourselves from that, because it's closing us off. It's keeping us from opening up and stepping into our flow state. So if we can, instead of thinking, oh, what can I do first, or where can I start, or how can I go into meditation, take your walk, do what you need to do to feel into yourself and where you're going and what you want to do. And eventually you will find yourself popping up from the chair, or even better, I love it when the universe helps out. And all of a sudden the phone rings and you're on the phone with somebody that you haven't talked to in years and years and years, and you've decided to go into town and meet them for coffee. And you learn that they've just started doing something new and exciting, and that you were wanting to do the same thing, and they're both a creative avenue and you can come together. The universe will help you out if you spend time in that being state of who you are on the inside. Yeah, financial. I think financial is money. Has Pauline had just mentioned here that the financial abundance, it keeps escaping some artists and a lot of artists, and I think that has to do with our own triggers with regards to money. When it comes to their art, especially when you think about it, right there, financial abundance keeps escaping artists, and that's a cliche that we all think that artists are starving. How old is that belief? How much energy have we put into that, right? To make them think. And who said it to begin with? Probably some doer who was too busy doing to see any value in the being and the creating. So if we can kind of release that judgment around money and around abundance and artists and doing our art and being artistic, we can create flow of abundance in all ways, not just in the ability to bring in the energy and receive the energy, but to bring in abundance in a monetary value, or in an opportunity for further expansion within your career. Again, these are all things that can be a benefit when you get out of the doing stage. And it is difficult. I grew up myself personally in a family business that was very much within a doing frame of mind, but it was generational. It goes back many generations within my family, and I'm sure it does for most of Western society. And it goes way, way back. Again, old energy that we think that we need to be doing in order to create money, financial abundance, financial wealth. How many of us have gone out there and we've worked our tail feathers off and we've tried and tried and tried? That's the doing state. But then somebody comes along and they're just happy go lucky and they're free and they're open and they've got that connection, that flow. And I don't know if I'm being broadcasted yet here today or not. I was just experiencing some there. Hopefully we're coming out. So yeah, we have to get out of the and be more in the being. And we just do that in high regard in our society today. We think that, again, artists don't make money, that the people that are poet laureates are just off in dreamland and they won't have any. Gary here, that he has wrote a poem. Namaste, Gary. Keep going. In fact, Gary had a brilliant, beautiful idea that if the Yoga of Self-Ascension Minga Feather and put together a series of poems that we've all written, we could the world and also Clinica Linda, the Indigenous projects that are out there. And I thought it was a wonderful idea. I would keep going, and maybe it will take flight, because remember, we're in the month of the butterfly and too. So if you're spreading your wings, Gary, and you're writing poetry, way to go. You are in what I like to call creative flow. And then from that creative flow leads action, like writing poetry, or it could be even something as simple as going out and making a lovely gourmet meal for your mom and dad, or what else? Helping some person groceries. You can just be inspired and we always want to be into others. And this is a verse kind of takes you by the hand when you're in that flow state, right? And it just kind of by the hand and do this. Oh, well, we've done that. Well, now we're going to go do this. And you just, and it flows on to the event or the next gift or the next experience. And you can embrace those gifts, everything that you have, because you know that they're you from you. They came from your flow, from your creativity, from your being. It's an absolutely amazing to be in. And Pauline wrote here, Gary, I'd like to hear your poem. But it's, I would too, Gary. I would love to hear your poem for sure. If I'm being a bit choppy, I do apologize. It's probably my service. Oh, I see here. My husband's brought me my other monitor so that I can keep track of what's going on a little bit more on the other end of what you guys are seeing. So I do apologize for the choppiness. It must just be my internet connection. I'm working on it. We've tried a couple of different providers to get rid of the choppiness for you because we're way out in the country, but we'll do our best here. All right. Inspired action. Getting better internet so that I can stay in the flow state. There you go. That's the way we want to do it. How I'd like to hear if you have the ability to put it in the chat. How do you stay in that being state? How do you stay in the heart-centered receiving end of the universe? What things do you do? Meditation, going for walks, going out and playing hoops with your cousin, drawing, dancing. Dancing's a fabulous way. Just close your eyes and go with the music. The music just automatically puts you into a state of being when you're really into it. And you just let it take you. Ecstatic dance is an amazing expression. Again, you close your eyes and you just let go and let your body feel the music and work through the music. And it's a great way if you've got stuck energy too, to be able to unstick it, because you're moving in a lot of cases in a way that you don't normally move when you're doing ecstatic dance. So it's great at getting deep down into that stuck energy down deep inside. Dance. Oh, Pauline was saying it gets choppy when I said instant manifestation. So I wonder what we manifested. Hopefully flow state for everybody. So I'm just going to take another drink of water. It's warm in here today. With all of the inspiration that this community at Oneness Talk Radio, Yoga Self-Ascension, being with them and taking part in as many I want to say events, but they're not even events. They're coming together as a family. So if you can take part in as many of those as possible, that also helps you stay in a flow state. Or if it's not Shri and Kira or Oneness Talk Radio that you listen to the most, find those people that do inspire you. YouTube is full of wonderful YouTubers that are bringing out some very good and very deep wisdom. And just find what resonates with you. You'll know what resonates with you and what doesn't resonate with you, right? We all know that. So go out there, find what resonates with you on YouTube, and just listen to that, whether it be music or what else. I found one here just recently. Now he talks, he narrates over it, but he draws. And some of his drawings, again, artistic, he's in that flow state because you can see it. He's just going, and he doesn't even work from a picture really. He just goes what comes out of his mind. And the spiritual paintings that he creates are just beautiful. What does your heart open up and say to you? What is can you put on canvas or on paper or out into the world for everyone to enjoy and see and be, and for you to enjoy and see and be, right? Because the more we can pass that on, the greater influence it has, and it resonates out into the universe and out into the world around us, right? And you see it when you're in that open receiving state and you go out into a department store or the grocery store. You can see that you have an influence on people. All you have to do is smile and wave, and eventually people will smile and wave right back at you. And talk to people in the grocery line. I do all the time. I'm sure someone might think that I'm a little weird, but I don't care because I'm in a being state. This is who I am. This is how I like to help and express and be in service to others. And if it's to make people smile, so be it. It's so easy to smile, right? Um, and it's so easy to pass on the smile. Smiles are contagious. If you just walk around with a smile on your face, pretty soon everyone else around you is going to have one too. So, labyrinth walking, I love it, Pauline. Labyrinth walking while you're dancing, that would be with drums in the background. That would the energy of the music and the drums and then the labyrinth. You could go so deep with that. That would be amazing. I'm going to have to try that. Thank you, Pauline, for that. That's amazing. We're getting down close to time. Let's see what time we got. We've got about 20 minutes. No problem. I do want to end again with another meditation today. But there are a few things I also wanted to talk about. And again, going into the flow state and being who you are and expressing yourself, this works beautifully into what I wanted to discuss with you here now, which is the few things that are coming up this month, again in July, the 11th. So maybe take part in some of these things and see what comes up for you, what mirror is being mirrored to you, what gifts are being brought to you. And the one thing I wanted to talk about, a couple of things actually, that have just come up for the month of July for me is I'm taking part in the Global Silent Minute. And I don't know if any of you know what the Global Silent Minute is and have met Dot, but she was linked with the 99 Days of Unity and with the celebrations that were over the 18th and 25th of June. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. And she leads the Global Silent Minute. And it is a minute, they go every day at 9 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So in Eastern Standard Time, that here for me is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's really super simple. Usually at 5 o'clock, we're all getting out of work. We're all getting down to our cars or whatever. At 5 o'clock, if you're Eastern Standard Time, all you would have to do is sit for 1 minute and be in unity and prayer and meditation for peace, love, and joy. And we have shown, I just did a blog post for this and on my website actually, and I discussed the effects of large groups of people, mass meditation, people coming together and meditating, and what they have been able to scientifically prove that has been able to be established by these large meditation groups. And it is absolutely amazing. The level of violence in and around, they did it in the United States. It started in the 70s, but it's been replicated many, 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 many times over. And crime they've shown over the year, averages out, the crime is up to 28% of places, even higher in the urban city centers, which I thought was absolutely amazing. So this Global Silent Minute is working towards that. Everyone, mass group meditation, everyone coming together in meditation for 1 minute every day at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard or 9 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. And we all focus on that think about how much we can shift just on a daily basis with that 1 minute. And if you're getting ready to leave your work, all you have to do is turn off your computer, take a few deep Ave Saw breaths, hand to heart, and then hold that for a minute. And connect with your body, your mind, and your spirit. And be one with yourself and with the world for that length of time, and project out peace, love, and joy. And again, it's just a minute. And another group meditation that's coming together is on the 13th. And that's with Shri and Kira. They're doing their global meditation for consciousness on the 13th, which is the full moon. And then on the 28th, which is the new moon. And they need 1,000 points of light, 1,000 people to come, at least 1,000 people to come together and in group meditation for peace, love, and joy, and to raise the consciousness of help raise the consciousness of the world. So if you feel called to it, and you're able to, it is on the 13th in the evening. I believe it's 7:00. If you go to shriandkira.com, the very first thing that pops right up is a square that is for that link for that group meditation. You can just click on that. It is a Shakti Exchange donation if you feel called to it. It's for at least $1, but they do have a suggested donation of $11. So you can go in and just click on the link and register right there, and Sue will send you the Zoom link when it's time on the 13th. And you can donate whatever you want. It goes to the indigenous, I think it's the Minga, they call it the Global Minga Project now. And it's just helping various indigenous peoples around the world now. We've got Mexico and Ecuador and Guatemala, I believe. And so all kinds of people that we're assisting, and it's just absolutely amazing. Clinica Linda is opening, is another thing that is being it sponsors and it assists, and it's the free pain clinic that they have in Ecuador. There's also Cuenca, and I believe they've got even an extra mobile one up and running now too. So it's a free pain management clinic for the indigenous there. It's truly an amazing group of people that run it. Kyla runs the clinic there, and she does an absolute at Toast of Blue Mountain. She does an absolute beautiful job, and they're just a beautiful group of people, and they bring so much peace and happiness and relief from pain for so many people. If you ever get a chance to go to the website and just read and go and watch some of the reviews and videos that they have up there, again, it's shriandkira.com. They've got the indigenous program there. And you can just feel into all of the great things that are being done with your Shakti donations. So again, if you feel called to it, the 13th, which is the full moon, and the 28th, which is the new moon. And then also one last little caveat, we're going to come together also on the new moon myself. I'm going to have a new moon circle that'll happen before we meet up with Shri and Kira, so then we can end the new moon circle and go immediately into the global meditation with Shri and Kira. So if you feel called to it, I would love to see you there at the new moon ceremony. It'll be our third one. You can email me or at my website. So my website again is Waters of Self-Ascension at self-ascension.ca. So it's waters at self-ascension.ca. And you can just catch me through there, or you can just send me an email too. And I will send you the link out for the new moon ceremony on the 28th. All right. So it looks like we've got about 15 minutes left here. Oh, I'm just reading what Pauline says. That she has a specific no, I can't do it justice, Pauline, so I'm not even going to try. I'm sorry. For the minute, she enjoys doing that for a minute to see if the crimes in the city would be great. July 13th, 1,000 points of light. Yeah. Wow. Peace, love, and joy. So we're all trying to come together for the 13th. So we hope to see you there. All right. So now is the time for meditation. And what is our meditation going to be part of? Well, of course, it's going to be part of. It's going to be being in your creative flow and inspired inspiration or inspired action. I don't have the cards of clarity, Pauline. I do have, I do tarot. I have been feeling called to get the cards of clarity, and it is something that I'm working towards getting and working with, and I'm very much looking forward to that. So sometime again in the near future, I'm hoping to have the cards of clarity self, and we'll be able to incorporate that into the show for sure. Until then, if you're interested, I can work my tarot into the show as well. So whatever you would like to, by all means, just put it in the chat and let me know. Great. So I thought we would do a meditation today with very similar to the one that we did upon waking in the morning with our intake and how we are moving through the day with intention and with peace and ease. It's very similar to that one. And what it is we're just going to open ourselves up to being able to receive that call that lets us know when we're not in our being state or in our flow state, opened to the universe, receiving from the universe. And so that's what our meditation is going to be today. So if you want to get yourself comfortable and work yourself down into your seat, take a sip of water. If you're driving or doing anything like that, please just come back to the meditation at another time. But I would still love for you to listen and be able to co-create with us here today. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 deep Ave Saw breaths, and we're going to have our hands to our heart, and then I'll begin. And then at the end of it all, we'll just simply end the broadcast, and we'll sit and bask in the energy of being that we're projecting out into the day ahead of us. That's today, and for future days, that when we get up in the morning, we can start this practice. So here we go. Ave Saw breath. Ave. Ave. You feel the bed underneath you now is warm, it's comfy under the cocoon of blankets. But you know that you're no longer a caterpillar, that you are a butterfly, and it's time to get up. You swing your legs over the side of the bed, but before you stand, you put your hand to your heart. You take that deep Ave Saw breath. And you give thanks for being here this morning, for the sun coming up, for the grass growing, for the spouse that may be beside you, for the children that you can hear off in the kitchen banging pots and pans. Or maybe you're just hearing the birds in the trees outside at the bird feeder. You sit there for a moment, being in the joy, listening to life come all around you. The birds, the children, a lawnmower off in the distance, mowing some green grass. Being. Life is good. And before you stand up, you say your intention for the day, which is to be in that creative flow, to be in that inspired action. With each step, you will step forward with your day in inspired action and creative flow. And your intent is to make yourself aware when you're not, so that you are much more able to return to that flow state without free of judgment and with unconditional love. One more deep breath. Slap to the thigh with your hands in joy and jubilation that today is going to be a great day. You stand and stretch out all of the energies that you collected over the night on your nightly journeys. Stretch and receive the gifts that are being given to you. And with a quick little nod, you head off to do your daily morning routine. And with each thing that you do, from brushing your teeth to flipping your pancakes, you stay in that flow state, humming to yourself the music that keeps you there. Or perhaps you've got a radio playing in the background and you're humming away to that, doing your little dance moves in the kitchen, creating your beautiful breakfast that you're going to nourish yourself with. You sit and be with your food, your colorful, bright food, an orange, a glass of juice, some toast, an egg, perhaps. You give thanks to your nourishing food, and you try and be with it as much as you can, but you know that you have got to get going. Try not to rush. Be. You look at the clock. You grab your coat, your briefcase, or your keys, or tool bag, whatever it is that you need to go about into your day to create your flow and your inspired action. See those things as your tools for creating that day, not as something that you have to go out and do, something that you have to go out and accomplish. It is something that you're going out to be. You're going out to be the best road worker that you can be, or the best baker that you can be, or the best assistant that you can be, or the best retail clerk that you can be. You're going to stay in that flow state and be the best that you can be, regardless of what it is that you're doing. You're going to be able to know when you're being triggered. You'll be able to feel it on the inside, that little butterfly closing effect that you get when your third chakras are being triggered. And you're going to realize what's happening, and you're going to know that and see that and feel that. And you're going to pause even for just that 1 minute. 17 seconds is all it takes to reconnect your heart and your brain and your body. 1 minute or 17 seconds, whatever it is, you know what to do. Close your eyes. 3 deep Ave Sa breaths. Listen to life going on around you. Slowly, that little tightening grip that's on your third chakra realizes, no, all is truly well, and I can just be. I don't need to be doing, forcing, pushing. I can just open myself up. And with that 17 seconds, minute, however many times that day that you have to do it, you know that you are able to do it free of judgment and with unconditional love. You have the ability to spread those wings and to be the butterfly that you knew you were when you woke up this morning. 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, if you live in that time zone, you know that the global silent minute is happening. And what a wonderful way to just be. be for that 1 minute with so many other people in the world trying to accomplish peace, love, and joy. Be in that minute. When you're done and you've shut off your computer or you've gone down to your car, turn on that ignition. Give thanks and be in your flow state again. Picture moving home through traffic with ease. All the green lights are there. All of the intersections are cleared. You can flow right through it all with ease. Inspired action. Inspired action might have, and you've accomplished so much through that day and you've experienced so much joy through that day that your inspired action is getting you to stop at the local florists perhaps, or the local candy shop to buy your some sweets or beautiful flower for your mom, or perhaps even just doing something that your dad would like to do. Maybe for us it would be a Tim Hort card. And you are just knowing that that is going to make the day of the person that you're going to give it to and help them be in a state of being themselves for even just a moment. That small gift, and you smile knowing the gift that it can bring to them, not just the real value of the item, but what it could give them inside. That is being. And you smile with that knowing. You carry on home and you smile and go through your daily routine at home, your nightly routine, being through every moment of it, watching the children play, enjoying the bubbles popping in the sink as you do the dishes, listening to the radio or to the great music that you love to listen to. You do your nightly routine of self-care. You enjoy your shower. What a beautiful place to be, just to open yourself up and feel the water running over your skin. Feel the cleansing that it does, not just to your physical body, but to your being in and of itself, to your higher soul. And you watch it wash away all of that stuff that might have stuck to you throughout the day that doesn't need to stay there because you're not doing, you're being. So you don't need to keep anything in order to do anything with it. So let it go. You smile, you climb into bed. Perhaps you're going to read a beautiful book of inspiration, or perhaps you just want to snuggle down into the soft, comfy pillow and just be for a few moments to give thanks to the day that you just had of flow and inspired action. May tomorrow be just as full and just as inspired day. Much, much love to all. And I hope that you are going to be today. Much. I am complete.